Good morning, good Saturday morning. As you can see, it is a rainy day here. I am once again headed off to Walla Walla. Because despite a fortune just spent fixing a fuel pump in my daughter's car, unfortunately the O2 sensors are going out, and shush it, my camera's freaking out because there's water on the backup camera, and a misfire number 6, so another couple $100 she's gonna have to drop. But she lives an hour away, and she's got a child she's got to get back and forth to school, and she's got a job she's got to get back and forth to. And so I am headed to Walla Walla, and will be her. God, they are hauling butt for as wet as the roads are. And it's cold. So, I'm going to stay at her house. She can drive the truck to work and back tonight. And then drive to work in the morning in the truck. My first plan was to drive her in the morning so that I could go pick up the granddaughter. So she wouldn't have to pay for daycare tomorrow. But that's not really going to work, because at some point tomorrow my husband will be coming up, over, down, whatever direction Walla is to us, with a trailer. We'll be towing the car back here, so she will have my truck for probably a week-ish. While we try to fix her car. It's like, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck, it's gonna suck, it's gonna suck. Misfire's not gonna be too bad. We're not expecting it. We're not anticipating it being too bad, but dropping getting the car up on a lift, which we're gonna he will be doing the work out here, because he might do the misfire parts out here, I'm not sure. But a good friend of ours has a lift in his garage, and they custom built their house, and when so the garage, the lift was part of that custom built, because it's because he's a car guy and all that good fun stuff. So when it comes to doing the O2 sensors, it's gonna go up, have to be up on the lift. Hopefully once he starts tearing into it, it only takes a couple days. But, you never really know. And it's a relatively newer car. It's a 2014. So, hopefully it doesn't give too many problems. able to hold the jam kind of, at a weird angle while I was driving and it not spill. Well, I opened up my sweet and sour sauce and went to use it, tipped the container and dumped some in my lap, and yeah, it was a whole thing. I must have got some of my steering wheel too and didn't realize it. I thought I'd missed everything except for my lap. Because I am back here, of course, I will be stopping at Dutch Bros for my coffee. That's why I'm leaving a little early. It's only 8:40 in the morning, and she doesn't have to leave to work until 10:30, so I'll get there around 10. But this way I have a little bit of time to stop, get some coffee. I can't remember if Dutch Bros has food. I want to say they have like muffin tops and stuff, but I can't remember for sure. With the diabetes, I really need to break this habit of just having coffee for breakfast. It doesn't do me very well. And I tend to get a little lightheaded and a little dizzy and a little shaky, a lot shaky. I don't get food in me, but I'm having a hard time breaking this habit. Not drinking coffee. There's no way I want to drink coffee. Before I had COVID, we did sugar-free creamers, and since I had COVID, I cannot stand the taste of them, of the sugar-free ones. They're like super. I don't know how to. I mean, bitter is the only word that's come into mind, but I don't think bitter is the right word. Like it tastes like a chemistry lab. And it's like, ugh, I'd rather not drink any coffee if sugar-free is my only option for creamer. But round 4 of COVID really messed up my taste buds. There's a lot of things that don't taste right anymore. Some things I'm like, nope. Things that I used to love and I can't stand anymore. And there's things that I still like, but the taste is different. Like sodas are one. Pepsi, dark sodas definitely have a different flavor to them than they used to. I'm glad that it didn't mess up my, because I love cilantro, and so I would have been, hey, jerk face, I'm already doing 75. This guy rolled up on my butt, this guy in this white Ford, rolled up on my butt super fast, just flew past me because, I'm in the passing lane for this truck. And I'm like, and it's raining. I'm like, dude, I'm already doing faster than I should be for the conditions, and you're gonna. Anyway, up between the pharmacy and the clinic, and it takes an extra week to get them filled because they can't seem to communicate effectively. Because it's like, oh, well, I'm due for a refill, but I really have another month's worth of medication sitting here because I've forgotten to take them so many times. But because what happened, what I noticed was happening is that when I kept my medication in my craft room, as long as I was in my craft room when the alarm went off, my reminder alarm, I took the medication. But if I was somewhere else in the house when the alarm went off, I would turn the alarm off, be like, all right, gotta go take my meds, and then I would completely forget to go do it. And I was really struggling, at one point I was really struggling in the crafts, and, was overwhelmed by my craft room, was uninspired and not really wanting to, work on things. So I was spending a lot of time out in the living room. And so I moved my medications out to the living room. Well, then the opposite happened. If I was sitting on the couch watching TV, when my alarm went off, I would remember to take my meds. But if I actually had some inspiration, it was in my craft room when it went off, or I was in the kitchen getting something to drink when the alarm went off, I would turn the alarm off and promptly forget to take the medication. And so I figured if I, and everything being in bottles, so every time I would take my medication, and I did have a pill cabinet thing, but it was big and cumbersome, and, and I still use it for travel. Although I grabbed my whole dispensing thing off the wall and just put it in my bag tonight for today. But which is probably what I'll do moving forward, because it's already organized. Why do a separate organizer? But anyway, for the most part, it was like, every morning I got to open 5 different bottles. Every evening I've got to open 4 different bottles. And it was just a pain in the butt. But this dispenser, it's got 14 compartments. So if you only take it once a day, you can fill it for 2 weeks of meds. But since I take my meds twice a day, I still have to fill it once a week. One slot for morning, one slot for evening. Morning, evening, morning, evening. But it's just got this little, it's like a little water, You think about the little water dispensers, or the soda dispensers, where you just put your cup up to it and it spits the product out. That's how my med cabinet, how it works. I just push on the little thingy and it pops out my meds for that dose. Which is, in one way, is good, because then, if I go in the morning and I, dispense my meds and it's my evening meds, then I know I forgot the night before. Which was another problem, is that I couldn't even remember a lot of times, did I even take my meds this morning, or did I even take them last night? And it would usually be, once the medications had reached their half-life, or full life, and were cleared of my system, and then I'd start experiencing symptoms, it would be when I realized, oh crud, I forgot to take my meds. Like with the allergy medicine, late last night, it was like, oh, forgot to take up my allergy pill this morning. But I figured if I got myself into a position where it wasn't a matter of just staying seated and reaching up from my meds, which is how it was going. If it was in my craft room, I just had to reach up above me and grab my med box. When I was in the living room, I just had to reach next to me and grab my med bag. I didn't have to get up in either case, which I think really kind of triggered some of that ADHD psyche stuff. So by putting this machine in the bathroom, either way, if the alarm goes off in my craft room, I have to get up to take my meds. If the alarm goes off and I'm in the living room, I have to get up to take my meds. So it has helped a lot with the medication compliance. I think I've only forgotten like twice in the last 2 weeks, which is a major improvement. But I'm noticing that I'm starting to slip. Like last night, my alarm goes off at 8, and my husband came in at 9:30 and asked if I gave the dogs and myself our medication, and I'm like, no. And then I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, it was 9:30 already. And I'm like, wow, had completely lost track of time in that hour and a half. So yeah, I gotta nip that in the bud of like just turning the alarm off and being like, I'll do it in a second. No, when the alarm goes off, I need to get up and do it then. Otherwise, ADD brain, and it takes me off into some other land. And I guess since I'm gonna have to mute you guys to give these guys my phone number. Anyway, that's when I'll blow my nose. Give it a good blow. So far, there is nobody behind me, which is interesting. Oh, spoke too soon. Somebody's coming in. Although I guess what I'm doing for my daughter right now is also, and it's not random, but it's an act of kindness. People challenge this whole thing. How random is it if you plan to do it every time you get a coffee? Then is it really, truly random? Well, it's random for the person behind you. But I think I'm going to skip that today, and I'm just going to get myself my coffee and head on out. Pause ya. Let's see. Is he going to go in, or is he going to take my order? Not even done taking hers yet. You guys now. I like him. He's taken my order a couple times now. It's like so sweet. I don't know that, Dutch Bros would be, a career for him, but I definitely think he needs to be, in a career dealing with people. I don't even know if I would necessarily say in sales, but something dealing with people, because he's very personable. He's got a very soothing, calming voice, and It's just, we've come across people like that where it's like, oh yeah, you are in the right place, just because of their personality. Oh good, I'm not the only one getting an iced coffee this freezing morning. There's a whole line of cars behind me. I guess I could have done it. Oh well. I don't necessarily like to, buy a coffee for the car behind me when there's only one car behind me, because then that doesn't give them the opportunity to return the favor if they choose to. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars behind me. It's kind of crazy. This place fills up fast, and their parking lot, this part of the line can hold 7 or 8 vehicles around the curve, and then beyond that you have to park on the opposite side of the parking lot, because otherwise you block the entrance. So it's kind of a pain, because you'll be sitting across the entrance waiting your turn to move up, and somebody will shoot inside the park, through the entrance and jump in line right in front of you, and I'm like, hello. It's like, do you not see this whole line of traffic back here? Do you think we're just sitting here for our health? That's annoying. This little sign over here at their holiday specials of the Merry Mischief Rebel. That's green. Snow Cap Freeze. Got sprinkles on top. And the Hazelnut Truffle Mocha, which I could not eat because I've discovered that I have an sensitivity, an allergy of something to hazelnut, which I don't know where that came from, because hazelnut used to be one of my favorite flavors for coffee, and I don't know if I just wasn't paying close enough attention and it's always been present, or I didn't recognize it because it was masked by other things. I don't really know. But I started noticing that I would get an itchy throat and some congestion and stuff whenever I'd consume hazelnut. And I tried in multiple ways, because we had hazelnut coffee, we had hazelnut creamer, we had hazelnut syrup. And so there was all kinds of mixtures of hazelnut that I would use. So I first tried, not using the hazelnut coffee, still had a problem. I tried not using the hazelnut syrup, still had the problem. Went down to the creamer, still had the problem. And I'm like, dang it.
restaurant today?
Yes, please. Thank you.
What are you up to today?
Heading to Walla Walla.
Anything specific?
No. Yeah, my daughter's car is broken, so I'm going to play taxi, and then tomorrow my husband will be coming to pick me and her car up to tow it back here, and she'll have my truck for a bit. I'm like,
You're acting right.
yep, mom duties.
Here's all for you.
Thank
You
you.
have a great one. Have a safe drive.
Thanks, you too. Up the hill. Always trying to get my truck. Oh, I could have went that way. Duh. I might see, this is habit. Going this way. Because I used to drive, I used to come here on my way to work. On the days that I would drive myself to work. And so I would hit here, go to the light, and make a left. But getting back on the highway to head to Walla, all I needed to do was go left, and the exit to the parking lot was right there. See? Right here. I could have just hung a left and come out right here. I'm not used to going that way, so my brain did not even register that. And how many times have I done it now? Wow. But yeah, I mean, as you. Oh, I guess you didn't hear because you were paused while I was ordering. I don't get just a coffee. I get like a super sweet, extra caffeinated. At least I don't get whipped cream too. But I get the caramelizer, which is extra sweet coffee. 2 extra shots of espresso. See little blinking lights up there. Oh, they're moving blinking lights, so that's cool. Like, kind of sucks because today is TCRA rabbit show. It's kind of the last one for the season here. I mean, without having to travel. It's counting as our first project meeting for the rabbit and KV projects. And I had planned to go, and in fact, late last night, while I was trying to figure out this plan, my bestie texted, "I plan to be to your house around 6:45," and I'm like, "Oh crud, I forgot to let you know. Sorry." I mean, I'm glad she messaged me, or I totally would have blown it. She'd have been gone out of her way to come to my house this morning just to be told, "Oh shit, I can't go." So that really sucks because Emma and Madison were expecting me to be there, so they were bummed out that I couldn't go. But it is what it is. Get some of my biscuits are burning, my biscuits are burning. Fire in the house. For anybody that, watches Bugs Bunny and knows Elmer Fudd. What an ugly, miserable day. I suppose it could be worse. It could be snowing. Wet. It's cloudy. It's gray. It's cold. Blech. My neck is all crackly. Yeah, how that is, like, when you move some joints and it sounds like, Rice Krispie treat. That's how my neck is this morning. Very crackly, but I don't feel comfortable, like, trying to pop my neck anymore with there being herniated discs in there. It's like, gosh, especially not while I'm driving. Can you imagine? I pop my neck and either get my neck stuck in a position that makes it difficult to see where I'm driving, and or and like paralyze myself while I'm driving. That would really, really suck. That would really suck. That station out there really needs to put up some signs indicating like what's out there besides the gas. I mean, it's not even labeled that there's a gas station there yet. And I get it. I mean, they're relatively new, but they've been out there more than a year. So, why is there no gas station sign? Why is there no food signs? So again, I'm doing 5 over. time my husband makes his way up here. So yeah, I did bring stuff to do. I brought my cross stitch with me again. We'll see if I actually put hands on it at all. But I also brought my collage projects. I still have that massive bag of, paper scraps that I created, like, gosh, it's been over a year because I did it. I did it all when I was making the covers or the wall decorations for my dragons, and I've had them since May of last year. So June, July, August, September, October, 17 months. So I mean, it's taken me forever to get through this paper. I cut way more than I needed, obviously, because I've made so many collage projects with that one single bag of paper, and I'm finally down to a single, like one of those waterproof envelopes that I just got from Temu. I'm down to one envelope. I got it all into one envelope. So I'm like, ugh. So I'm currently collaging. I have some brown cardstock. They were actually greeting cards, but I don't do cards. So I just cut them in half, and we'll use them as journaling cards, or cut them in half and use them as tags or whatever. But I'm just collaging the entire piece. And I think there was 10 of those. And then I've got several envelopes cut for Roxy's weekly challenge number 43. And I'm going to collage all those up and have the bases ready for future decoration. Hopefully between those two, I can either get all of that paper used up, or get close enough to it being used up that I feel okay throwing it away. So I'm like, it's a lot of paper. I haven't been able to bring myself to do it, even though I've got a ton of collage stuff already. I couldn't bring myself to throw any of it away. And who knows? I'm sure my daughter's got envelopes floating around her house that, if I run out of my own, I can do up some of hers. If I still have a ton of the paper left, But we'll see. That was what I was doing last night when I lost track of time, My alarm went off and I was right in the middle of collaging a project, so I just blink and clicked the alarm off. And then an hour and a half later, here comes the hubby. I definitely need to be on top of that in the evening, because 2 out of 3 of my dogs get pain meds at the same time. So if I forget to take my meds, that means I forget to give them theirs. Oh my gosh, I have no idea how long I have not been recording. Wow. Okay. So I was talking about my dogs just now, and that, I need to get better at and make sure that I'm taking my meds at night, especially because they're on the same evening rotation, and 2 out of 3 of them are now on pain meds. And so if I forget to take my meds, then I forget to give them theirs. really, I mean, they're in quite a state at this point. You know, Lizzie's always been a pretty laid back dog, and you know, she'd come inside and just not flop, you know, not real high maintenance, but for the last, I don't know, month or two, we've been noticing that, you know, we tell her to lay down, she just pace and pace and pace, and we tell her to lay down, and you see her like start to lay down, and then she'll stand back up and move around and try to lay down again, and then get half into a squat and stand back up and reposition, and it takes her a bit to get laid down. And so, and this morning I was noticing she was walking funny as well. And I think with, you know, she lays down, but then when she stands up again, her hip is like not, you know, it's like stiff or something, because then she's kind of like struggling to walk on, you know, on her that one leg. And and then Lily with her big old knot on her head that's growing rapidly. She's definitely at least lost her hearing in that year. And she may have gone completely deaf in both ears, but she can hardly hear. We have to like yell to get her attention. And she's developed a lump on one of her front legs, which is also growing really, really fast. And it's right in the chew zone, so she's gnawing at it, and you know, it's red and raw. I don't know. You know, the Lily cost us quite a bit of money over, well, I guess in the grand scheme of things, she has it, you know, not really, but she was attacked by my daughter's dog. And that was a heck of an expense, because Jorah put holes in her chest, and so they had to put tubes in and drainage and stitches, and it got, you know, yeah, she got into her good. And that was like $700. And then at one point in time, and I actually think this might have happened before the Jorah situation, Lily was very neurotic. She still kind of is, but she's slowed down a lot in her old age. But she was very neurotic and was obsessed over things that rolled. So wheels of any kind. And at one point, I'm like, you can't make a left there. At one point, she actually jumped out of a moving vehicle. Moving vehicle, mind you. Jumped out of the window of our Suburban to go after the wheels on a stroller. A mom pushing a stroller. And she jumped out the window. Well, you know, she's a spindly little thing. She's, you know, I don't know how she didn't break her front legs. You know, because she's a Jack Russell Terrier Basenji, so she's super spindly. She's got really thin legs, not really a whole lot of muscle to them. I mean, there's not a whole lot of muscle to her in general. But she biffed it, you know, face right into the ground. Just, I mean, road rashed. And so that was a heck of a vet bill, going, you know, having to pay for having to go pay for x-rays and make sure that she didn't like really break anything. What are you doing, dude? You know, I can't get around you. You're still in the lane. I appreciate that he was trying to move over and make room, but he was still in the lane. I can't, you know. Trying to think of Lily. If there's been any other major vet stuff with Lily. Well, that was frustrating. So this is the first time really recording with the phone that my daughter gave me, which is a newer one than the one I had. But I just realized that if I get a phone call while I'm filming, it turns off the video, which I'm going to have to go into settings and turn that off. That was really frustrating to know, to find out. This video, unfortunately, is going to be choppy. Even now it says I only have 9 minutes of recording. And I'm like, what is... 9 minutes left to record. You know, this lane ends. There was really no point in switching to it. That my stuff is backed up to Google, for starters, that it's still backing up to Google, because then I can take all the pictures off the out of the gallery. That's annoying. And like in between, you know, where having the blinkers on full time, but there's not enough water that's hitting the windshield that keep it from doing that. I'd rather look through raindrops than to have to listen to my windshield wipers not have enough water to not squeak. That took some work, and I got some more to do, because even with all of that, I only have 13 minutes of recording time. I have deleted a bunch of apps off this phone that I don't need, and although it freed up storage, it still didn't give me much recording time, so to figure that out when I'm not driving. Because deleting apps and uninstalling apps while I'm driving is one thing, but like trolling through all of the files and, you know, figuring out what's on here that doesn't need to be, going through old documents that are saved way down below and stuff. I do do that while I'm sitting still. Or I need to do that while I'm sitting still. But, you know, you missed a lot of the drive, which was fine. And as you can see, I am in town. I am in Walla Walla. I'm about 5 minutes away from my daughter's house. And I got to figure out how calls don't interrupt my recording, because that happened again. I was, recording, and my daughter called and disconnected the video. So I had to figure that out. So yeah, like I was saying, this is the first time I've recorded with this phone since she gave it to me earlier this week. So I'm still learning the phone to begin with, but obviously and it shut down again because it got too hot apparently. But we are here, so I'm going to end this very frustrating video, put together what I can, and to watch this very choppy video, please feel free to hit the like or the dislike button. I mean, it was bad, but I hope you still hit the like button regardless. And we'll catch up with you later. Bye!